Hello, welcome to another live stream of Master Investor. Glad to be here again on another valuable talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand. Welcome back. If you're an existing subscriber, if you're new, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification so that you know when we go live or upload a valuable video that will change your life financially forever. Remember, wealth comes from the financial education that we have. So it's not really money that makes us wealthy. What makes us truly wealthy is who we are as an investor. There are different levels of investor, and we want to thrive to be an inside investor, meaning that we have full control over the asset. And an inside investor is a master investor. Our mission here at Master Investor is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple. We look at opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. We're doing a live stream every single day, providing the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Remember, it's all about diversifying among the 5 different asset classes so that we protect ourselves from down economies and hedge for inflation. And the reason why we need to accept the fact that inflation will continue to rise even to a point where it's hyperinflation, meaning that is so much money being printed and injected to economy that the dollar loses more and more value. Every currency in the history has always gone back to its intrinsic value, which is 0. So in order for money to maintain its value in today's economy of this superinflation, right? We can call it hyperinflation. Is to use that as an advantage and just see it as a way, as an opportunity for us to get wealthy faster with cheaper dollars, meaning that we can borrow money. Because since the economy works with printing money, that's how the government produces money, is by printing money. That's how money is created, with debt. That's why we are a nation that is over $17 trillion in debt, and that doesn't stop, and that's why inflation continues to rise. So it's not about saving money, because you will never be able to keep up with inflation. You're trying to go against the ultimate machine of printing money, the Federal Reserve Bank. So we need to create freedom units that print us money legally, because we have businesses that are providing solutions in the world, and we're doing that through systems. It's that simple at the end of the day. What type of niches do we want to serve? What type of product do we want to build to provide to the world, right? And remember, in order to turn a company into a brand, we need to have business integrity and intrinsic value, which means there's something that is unique that the company produces, is patent, is protected, intellectual property, something that no one else can take. And that is how we can turn a company into a brand, a commodity into a brand, right? Because now it cannot be replaced. And that's what we want to do. We want to control our assets with our companies. And the reason why we want to incorporate, even if we're starting out with one digital asset, right? Doesn't matter. We don't have to start out huge. Even if you have money to invest, start making sure that you're multiplying your money. Money is supposed to be our multiplier. It's supposed to acquire systems, right? It's supposed to enable us to obtain all of these tools to create more wealth, to multiply wealth. Systems, video marketing, right? Infrastructure. We can use money to hire people that are smarter than we are, to pay other people to do things that we should delegate, because it would take time away from us, right? And time is the most precious asset we have. We want to keep control over our time at all times so that we can decide what we want to do with it at any given time. We have the freedom to do anything because we have other people in businesses making us money. So the importance of understanding the wealth principles and where money is created and how it has changed over the last 40 years, right? It's important to study that and understand the new rules of money. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to hang out. Make sure you share the broadcast. If you have any questions, write it down. I'm looking at the chat. Subscribe and stay tuned, because we're releasing a new book. We have 3 right now: the 10 new rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on. Click the link in the description if you want to join our inner circle and get that ebook, and also start learning how to invest for passive income, because that ebook and digital course is equipped with all the tools, resources, and we are adding more assets because it's a vivid course. That's why we turn it into a digital course. Every book that we have ever written will become a digital course that will be updated as we move along, right? Because everything changes, new technologies, etc. Money changes. So we need to update those digital courses. The data inside of those books needs to be updated as we go along. And we're going to add more assets and softwares and tools to ultimately build our asset column and emphasize on the topic of each book. So you will always have access at no additional cost when you get in today. So make sure that you take advantage of this offer, because the price that you see today on our website is not the same price that you might see tomorrow. And you will be able to access everything for free after you get in today. Think about it, in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, that digital course is going to be worth so much more than you will see today. So it's just a great investment. It's a win-win relationship here that we're building. And don't be like many people out there in the world that they miss out on opportunities in front of them because they're too skeptical. They're saying, oh no, this person online, what does he know about entrepreneurship? Well, you need to take a look. You need to do your due diligence. You need to believe that there are good people out there that knows what we are talking about. And something that changed my life forever was attaching myself to mentors. And I recommend everyone here in our community to always look for mentors. Look for people that can help you get to the next level because they have done it already. And we might have 5 different mentors at the same time, investing in their products and their services. That is our shortcut to success. Okay. So if you want to learn how to create freedom, then let me show you exactly how to implement the wealthy mindset when it comes to investing and doing business. Because once we have that wealthy mindset and we approach money with that, then we have a better chance to build total freedom, because wealth is measured in time. We're going to learn that today. We always talk about it anyway, but for the new ones that are here listening to this, you're going to learn that today money is not really what makes us wealthy. What makes us wealthy is the freedom and who we are as an investor. What type of investor are we, right? And that determines in which way we make our money. How do we make our money? So one question that I want you to think about today is, how do you make your money today? And how would you like to make your money? Would you like to always work for money and clock in and clock out your entire life? I mean, is that what you were born to do? I mean, if that's the case, then great. You're doing your dreams, you're following your passions, and on top of it, they're paying you to do that. So it's perfect, right? But you still need to learn how to invest anyway, even if you're in that situation. And if you're in the other situation where you don't like your job and you want to get out of that 9 to 5, then start learning these fundamentals of wealth so that you can start implementing the business principles that work in all economies. It doesn't take too much to start getting passive income. Think about it. How much money are you making right now on autopilot? If it's zero, think about making $100 every single night. Every time you wake up, you have $100 because you sold something online through systems. Think about that. What would $100 per day extra would do to you on autopilot? It would change people's lives. So don't take this information for granted, because it is powerful. And once you apply it into your life, then you will get the results. So we're going to cover some great things today. I'm going to cover the 10-year rules of money, and we're going to dive into the cash flow circle a little bit. We're going to talk about the fundamentals of wealth so that we can actually apply them in our lives. All right. We're going to do the podcast as well. I'm going to turn it on right now. And as you know, I recommend that if you like to record yourself and share skills or something that you're knowledgeable, then a podcast is a way that you can begin to build your community and also passive income. Because once the podcast is created, it's like a video. Once this live stream is done, the video stays online playing 24/7. As long as we have great messages behind our content and we have a solution attached with it, and we build a community, people start to see us all the time. We're committed, we're disciplined, we're showing up, we're here. Then they start to like us, trust us, and know us, and that's how they do business with us. So building a personal brand is important, but most importantly, we have to build our assets through our companies that we incorporate, because that way we take advantage of the tax advantages that we are entitled to because we are business owners and inside investors, right? And the laws are there for everybody to take advantage of. Just understand that we operate with the capitalist system. Therefore, the laws are in favor of wealthy entrepreneurs and inside investors. And wealthy entrepreneurs, I mean the ones with the wealthy mindset, right? The ones that we understand the difference between an asset and liability, how to read financial statements, etc. It has nothing to do with money because wealth is measured in time and how much can we go without working and still be able to thrive with the lifestyle that we like. That's how time. That's how wealth is measured. Can you do it for the next 50 years, 100 years? Can your assets provide that much? Can your savings cover you for the next 100 years? That is your wealth number. So wealth is measured in time and freedom that we have. And everybody's wealth is different because not everyone wants to have luxury items. Not everyone wants to be on a penthouse in the best cities of the world or somewhere in a mansion on the beaches, the best beaches of the world, drinking some nice use and, enjoying life at the highest level, right? When it comes to luxury. But not everybody wants that. So everybody's wealth number is different. So we need to figure that out depending on who you are and what is our goals in the next 10 years, 20 years. But we need to reverse engineers. We have to be the author of our lives. We need to create it. We need to manifest what we want. So let me start right here. I'm going to give a little introduction and then I'm going to go grab some dinner right after this and then we go hang out for the rest of the night, okay? So I'm going to go here. So I just simply open this app, Podcaster. Let me get a drink and we're going to dive into it. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? Drop it below in the chat. All right, so I'm going to give my introduction. Hello, welcome to another podcast of Master Investor. Glad to be here again on another valuable talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand. Welcome back. If you're an existing subscriber, if you're new, make sure to follow us here and all other social media platforms. Click the link in the description to join one of our digital courses and ebooks, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On. It gives you an entire guide on how to build a successful digital business online, how to launch our first digital asset, how to acquire an existing asset that is digital. And also it covers different asset classes that we can invest for passive income and start building true wealth. Today, we're going to be speaking about the wealth fundamentals, investing for passive income, why the wealthy get richer and the poor are getting poorer. It has to do with the financial education and how things have changed and the new rules of money. We're going to cover them today. We created our ebook, The 10-Year Rules of Money, and the one I gave you. Click the link in the description. You'll find that one there and how to invest in crypto to build wealth, understand the Bitcoin and blockchain. You can find them on Amazon, but when you go to our website, you'll have additional assets because each ebook has turned into a vivid digital course. We are adding assets and updating the course as we move along. And when you get in today, you will be grandfathered in forever. Regardless of how many assets we add into that digital course, you will always have access to them at no additional cost. And we will be creating events for different digital courses, and whoever has that digital course will be able to have access to that event's place. It could be in a luxury place, in a mansion, or somewhere where we get together, do a mastermind, and we will talk about building and sharing wealth secrets, if you will, right? Things that we know, people that are experienced making money through investing. We're going to be sharing, we're going to be getting together, building, bringing our community together and just networking, right? And hopefully we get ideas and we get businesses growing from those meetings and so forth. But this is just a great investment to click the link right now and get into one of our digital courses, because in the future, these courses are going to be so much more than what they are today. and you just made a great investment in your financial education, something that no one can take away from you. Okay? If you have any questions, make sure you write it down below. I'll come back and answer them accordingly. Wealth fundamentals, investing for passive income. Summary: if we do, we will be equipped to prosper when we use the new rules of money. The financial landscape has evolved since our parents' time, and their guidance is no longer applicable unless you have wealthy parents that gave you and updated you along the way. Usually, the ultra wealthy talk to their kids at dinner, at lunch, on breakfast about money and how to build wealth. Okay, you need to be comfortable talking about money with your family, because otherwise then you're going to have a problem of lack of money, and that divides families and creates problems in relationships. They did a case study in the United States that the main thing why people get divorced is due to lack of money, and ironically they're both working for money at different jobs usually. But the way to change that is by communicating and investing in financial education as a family, and understanding how to build the asset column together so that the family can create more freedom, enjoy time together. Because if you're working 8 to 12 hours at a job and the other person is working at a different job, you're literally living a whole different life somewhere else. And now you're creating memories with other people. So it creates problems in households. I believe if you bring your entrepreneurship spirit out and build that investor inside of us that we all have, because we have to deal with money, turn that into a master investor, thrive to be an inside investor, meaning that we have control over our assets. We incorporate our companies. We do business ourselves. Whether we're starting small, it doesn't matter. We have control. We like control over our businesses, over our assets, over our investments and decisions that we make when it comes to our money. We don't sell any investments here at Master Investor. We will never tell you where to invest your money. That's up to you to build your asset column. We will give you financial education made simple, tools, resources, networks, case studies, examples. We will open up the curtain. We will share content that is helping thousands of wealthy entrepreneurs around the world lives become better, right? Financially. And so we want to improve our bottom line together. So we encourage everyone to tap into other mentors and research and do due diligence, read as much as possible, invest in self-development, financial education, and of course, invest in your asset column. Starting today, if you're hearing this for the first time, then make sure that you focus on that asset column. Rule number one in our community, as a community, we have a rule, is that we work to build passive income and make money work hard through sound investing. Okay? To prosper in the modern society, one must comprehend the new laws and rules governing money. The various ways to make money and players of the game of money are broken down in the cash flow circle. The right side is where wealth is created, known as the fast track. The rules around the money have changed in today's environment. Consider all of the world's transformations within the past 40 years. How could someone believe that following in their parents' footsteps is still the best way to succeed in life today? In the 10 new rules of money, Master Investor wrote on the new rules governing money. The 10 new rules listed below are what everyone must understand in order to thrive in the modern world with total freedom. Rule number one, work to build and acquire assets. Rule number two, today money is fiat, a currency, debt, paper, money, monopoly money, fake, and an idea backed up by confidence. Money is not longer real money. Rule number three, control cash flow and debt. Rule number four, prepare for any type of market. Rule number five, the need for speed through the formula of velocity of cash flow. Rule number six, master the language of money. Rule number seven, investing is a team sport. Rule number eight, print money legally for free with fake money, debt. Rule number 9, money is created with debt. That is why debt is tax-free. Rule number 10, use debt, OPM, of the people's money, and leverage systems to invest for real assets that produce passive income and capital gains income. We will find it much easier to navigate a very different world if we understand these new money rules. Though we have a strong chance of becoming a successful entrepreneur, we can't do it the old way. The guidelines and counsel of our parents are not reliable any longer. Two types of individuals. We must realize that there are two types of individuals in the world: those who view the world from the left side of Master Investor's cash flow circle, and those who view it from the right side of the cash flow circle in order to fully comprehend the new financial regulations or rules. The four categories of people in the cash flow circle correspond to the distinct income streams that they make. So each player makes money differently. On the left side of the cash flow circle, we find the employee and the self-employed. On the right side, we find the business owner and the inside investor. Every individual who makes a living is a resident of at least one of the four players, and our location is dictated by the source of our income. So the employee makes their money through a job. They have a paycheck. The self-employed owns a job. Usually, they still have to show up to make the money. They have to see clients. Either they're a dentist, attorneys, CPAs, etc. And they still have to be there to make the money, and they still pay the highest in taxes, the employee and the self-employed. In the left side of the cash flow circle, many people depend on their wages as employees. Others may work for themselves. People who work for themselves or are employed live on the left side of the cash flow circle. Those who get our money from investments or companies we own or control are thriving on the right side of the cash flow circle. The price of passing of freedom in favor of security. Recall that wealthy entrepreneurs aren't at ease. Comfort, their reality is not always permanent. Issues, modifications, and unanticipated events are frequent and might occur at the most inconvenient moments. Genuine entrepreneurs will never ever choose to forego following their own aspirations to create something in favor of a comfortable, well-paying, and secure employment. Actually, the objectives of a wealthy entrepreneur is to create a business that can eventually make money without us, because it has systems and others working in the business to fulfill the mission of the business. The line that separates the two sides of the cash flow circle represents the differences between individuals who are financially successful and those who struggle with the game of money. Some people work hard for money their entire lives, and others master the ability to make money, work hard, and multiply through sound investing. The wages of the middle class and the poor have, as we may have seen, either decreased or remained unchanged during the past few decades. However, those on the left side of the cash flow circle still perceives themselves as secure, while perceiving those who invest and own businesses as risk takers. The unfortunate truth is that those operating on the left side of the cash flow circle incur higher interest rates on their debt for liabilities, which is bad debt, and there's nothing wrong as long as we have assets paying for those. But majority of middle class people, they just obtain the liabilities and they don't have any assets, and pay higher taxes as their income increases. What we at Master Investor refer to as the rat race is a terrible cycle that keeps people feeling poor and trapped. We must comprehend the disparity in financial intelligence between the E's and S in order to comprehend why they don't become wealthy. What actually brings wealth to us? We do not become wealthy based solely on our income. Instead, our wealth is determined by how much money we keep and multiply through sound investing. The people on the right side of the cash flow circle, we have the lowest tax brackets, understand how to leverage debt for financial advantage, and use our assets as a hedge against inflation by diversifying among the 5 different asset classes that exist today. Number 1, real estate. Number 2, business. Number 3, crypto. Number 4, paper assets. Number 5, commodities. We undoubtedly keep more money than self-employed people and employees, in addition to making more money overall and have total freedom, control over our time. The people on the left side of the cash flow circle are employed for what is referred to as earned income. This income has the highest tax rate. They have very few tax havens. The people on the right side work for the least tax type of income, passive income. The tax code offers us a number of tax benefits that we can take advantage of, and anyone can too when operating under an entity. The mentality we develop versus the mindset we are taught. Master Investor discusses how every child has a genius inside of them. The one thing that brightens their lives, inspires them, nurtures their ambitions, and pushes them. Regardless, our children's genius is frequently overlooked by the school system. Furthermore, a child's brilliance could be crushed by education. This is a result of the left side of the cash flow circle teachings being the only method of thinking and doing things in our educational system. We advise our children to attend school and find fulfillment employment, right? And then they go out and get loans for their school, and then they come out and they don't even want to work in that field, and they now are deep in debt that they need to pay for the rest of their lives. So schools are built to create two types of people, employees and soldiers. And that is written in the mission of the school system. So unless you want to become an employee, then you go to school. If not, then you need to learn how to build the asset column so that you have freedom, if that's what you want to have. It depends on what you want out of this life. Do you want to live a life of total freedom, or do you want to work for somebody and have a secure paycheck? It depends on what you want to do. When you start building a business and you start investing successfully, then you'll have financial security too, even more than having a job, because now nobody can fire you. Naturally, the issue here is that when our children hear this, they don't know what they truly want to do or are called to do yet. So they follow career choices that are recommended for them, such as becoming doctors, lawyers, teachers, and more jobs in the E or S side of the cash flow circle. They get caught up in the rat race as they get older. They must seek a high paying career since they attend college and incur debt. They will soon purchase a home, but they still need to work to pay off their debt. Then additional costs for children, medical care, and other things push them into a corner. Before they realize it, their youthful dreams have vanished and are replaced with what some find to be a depressing existence at work that does not fulfill their souls. The educational system does not assist us in realizing our talents in regards to following our passions, unless you found a career that is fulfilling your passion. Like I said, if you might be an employee that is fortunate enough that you love to do what you do, and you're doing it regardless if they were even pay you, you could do it for free, right? But you're making money with it, it's paying your bills, doesn't feel like work because it's your purpose in life. And maybe you have more than one purpose, and now you're going to learn how to invest and build the asset column so that when you're ready to quit that job, then you can do the other things that you're here to accomplish on this earth. And we frequently lose our talent in the process of pursuing other people's aspirations for our lives. Master Investor also wrote The Cash Flow Circle, a book. We're working on that one. We'll be releasing that shortly too, after how to raise capital to build wealth. That's our 4th ebook that's going to be released here in the next month. So stay tuned. A book in which we discuss the significance of foregoing our own route and altering our perspectives on life and finances. It is not simple in the process. We frequently run the risk of being lost and getting back. It's not always easy. However, a happy existence requires us to discover our path, realizing our inner brilliance and our children's genius. What to say? How are things progressing on our path? Do we often find ourselves saying things like, I love what I do, but I wish I could make more money? Right? Or people say, can't wait for the weekend. They want to do their own thing. It is quitting time. Yeah. If so, it might be time to discover a new direction and alter your perspective to learn the meaning of our lives, the reason we were given this gift of life, and the gift we should return to the world. Transitioning from the left to the right side of the cash flow circle. Here are some tips for shifting your perspective if we wish to go from the left side of Master Investor's cash flow circle to the right. A study that was done in the past revealed the mentality of those who went from poverty to wealth. Three factors were thought to be decisive. Number one, they stuck to their long-term goals and strategy. Number two, they have a delayed gratification philosophy. Number three, they took advantage of compounding's power for their benefit. The study also looked at those who had riches at one point but fell into poverty. The three variables that were involved were as follows. Number one, their vision was short term. Number two, they wanted to feel satisfied right away. Number three, they misused the compounding effect. Simply put, rather of living paycheck to paycheck, the road to the right side of the cash flow circle begins with thinking about acquiring assets that provide passive income. Be a modest, exercise patient, and observe as our wealth accumulate over time is important. Always live above our means, never below our means. We always want to stretch and grow and be uncomfortable because that's how we stay on our tippy toes. That's why we are always learning something new. We want to stretch. Okay, so don't live below your means. Always expand. Don't wait because that environment might get us to the next level, right? Because we're going to meet new people that are like-minded. People that are doing better than we are, so we can stretch ourselves and learn from them and acquire new quality people in our network, which is very important when it comes to building our wealth. Focus on learning how to work on the right side of the cash flow circle as a business owner and inside investor. If we are willing to spend the time and money studying something new, we cannot learn how to be a good investor from any degree program. However, we can educate ourselves by reading the cash flow books that we have here on our catalog at Master Investor and participate in our courses. Although we will need to commit time and money, the return on our investment will be far higher than it would be with a regular school teaching you to be an employee instead of a wealthy entrepreneur and inside investor. Start investing in high quality financial education by reading our financial ebooks and joining us here on a daily basis at Master Investor. Let me know if you enjoyed today's talk. If you have any questions, drop it below. Thank you for listening to another amazing financial education podcast covering the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Now you have the 10 new rules of money. You can start investing for passive income and build true wealth, because wealth is measured in time, not necessarily in dollars. It's measuring how much can we go without working and still be able to thrive in the lifestyle that we like and desire, and be able to do that for how long. That is our wealth number. Figure that out. Figure the lifestyle that you want to have and focus on the asset column. I'll talk to you on the next podcast. If you want to join me on a live stream, we're doing that right now on YouTube, where we're going to be working on building some digital assets. So if you're listening to this, go to our YouTube channel and join us there, because you can learn something about building wealth too. All right. Thank you for joining Master Investor and keeping it working by investing in our products and services. Bring you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. Bye for now. All right, that's done. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go grab something to eat, and I will talk to you soon, all right? I'm going to put a podcast for the meantime. So Master Investor Company, happy to be here again with another valuable video on business and investing. Today we're going to be speaking about what is the business and investor triangle. I'm going to give you the 8 elements that is required in order to build a successful business, and it is also required for you to tell whether an asset is a true asset or no. This will allow you to build great wealth because every business that is successful must have these 8 elements. All right. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. If you're hearing this from our podcast, then also please subscribe to our podcast and make sure that you leave a comment below. If you have any questions, we're going to come back and answer those for you. I appreciate your time in business. And if you're new, welcome to our community here at Master Investor. Our mission is to elevate the financial well-being humanity through high-quality financial education made simple. We look at opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. All right. As we've been speaking about this week on why saving is a bad strategy, because it is impossible to become wealthy and truly rich by saving money. You must understand that money is not longer real money. And this happened back in 1971 when President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point on, money was created with debt and it's not longer real money. So we can say that money is fake, money is paper money, is monopoly money. And we must understand that money has to move from a cash flowing asset to another cash flowing asset in order to maintain its value, because the more the Federal Reserve Bank prints the money on a daily basis, it loses the value. Okay, it goes back to its intrinsic value, which is zero, right? So if you look at the graph of the dollar, it has lost about 80% of its value since 1971. However, inflation makes the rich richer and makes the poor poor, because we understand the new rules of money. We understand that money is an idea backed up by confidence. There's nothing backing it but just the confidence of the economies around the world. So we can say accurately that it does not take money to build passive income. What it takes is knowledge. Knowledge is the new money. So if you have financial education, your financial IQ rises and you can solve financial problems. And the bigger problem you solve, the more passive income you'll have and the less risk you'll have. Everything has its risk, but it can be calculated because of your financial education. It allows you to minimize that risk, okay? And that's why the 8 elements of a successful business are important for you to understand and use when you are doing business and investing, okay? Because it's going to help you build a successful business, and it's also going to tell whether the business or investment that you're going to acquire is a bad or a good business, all right? Make sure you visit our website, masterinvestor.education. You're going to find products. We have ebooks, we have digital courses that can literally change your life today, because our goal is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. So our financial education is made for you to understand and take massive actions with steps that will guide you through your entrepreneurship journey, okay? And remember, the more we talk about business, the better we're going to be at investing, because investing is business, okay? So let's dive into our blog. You can go to, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video blog. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, then you can just take a look at the description if you want to read it, okay, instead of listening to it. And you can do so. Just visit our website. We have it available to everyone. So we just released this about 50 minutes ago, okay? So let's dive into today's topic. What is the business and investor triangle? When building a business, we must understand the elements required to build a successful business. Also, by knowing these elements, will give us an unfair advantage. The business and investor triangle is one of the keys to great wealth. It is very important to us because it gave structure to our ideas. There are many people with great ideas, but few people with great fortunes. And that is why this is very important, because it's going to allow you to bring your ideas into the real world by building a successful business around your great ideas. The business investor triangle has the power to turn ordinary ideas to great fortunes. It is a guide to taking an idea and creating an asset. Today, I own interest in several different companies in completely different industries because I use the business and I triangle as a guide. While you don't have to own as many companies as Master Investor Company does, you could by following the same outline in the business and triangle can acquire different companies and build different investments that are producing passive income even while you're sleeping. Okay, there are 5 different asset classes that exist, and diversification only makes sense when you do it among those 5. Okay, you got to do it at least more than the 3 asset classes. Okay, there are 5, choose 3 or 4, and then learn how to build or acquire an asset that produces passive income, because it will help you during inflation, and also it will hedge even when the economy goes down. A true master investor knows how to build and acquire great assets at any time. Okay, and we also know how to cash flow because we have assets that produce passive income in bad economies. So we know how to see opportunities in bad economies, and our assets that we acquire before the economy crashes, it still produces passive income even during bad economies. That's what's important, to diversify in more than 3 asset classes, so you don't have any issues when the economy crashes. Remember, here at Master Investor, we give you the knowledge so that you prepare for any type of market. And we're not just going to predict the market, because we know that the market goes up and down, and we're here to build passive income. So people that are relying on capital gains income, then they're worried about the market, okay? And we're not going to do that, because our main focus is to build your asset column with real assets that produce passive income, okay? So when people invest, they invest for 2 things: capital gains or passive income. Majority of people, because they lack financial education, they build and they try to acquire capital gains, which is more risky than building passive income, because you have to rely on the market, and nobody controls the market except the companies. And the economy goes up and down. That's what you must understand. So if you know that, then you focus on building passive income that will do good in any economy, okay? And it's very possible because we do it here at Master Investor, and we have our associates and partners that also are having great success when we build passive income with real assets, all right? So as you can see, I have a diagram on the screen. It has the triangle with the mission on the bottom. It has the team on the side, the leadership on the other side, and then from bottom up, you'll see cash flow, communications, systems, legal, and product. Okay, we're going to go through them quickly. You can read the entire blog on our main page, like I said earlier, if you like to do that. However, I'm going to briefly go through them, and we're going to have a great dialogue. We're going to learn a lot in this video. I'm going to give you the 8 elements in detail that you need to understand in order to build and acquire great businesses, okay? Mission. A business needs both a spiritual and business-driven mission to be successful, especially in the beginning. When we explain the diagram, we always begin with the mission, since we know it is the most important aspect of the triangle. You will notice it is at the base or the foundation of the triangle. If the mission is clear and strong, the business will weather the trials every business goes through during its first 10 years. When a business forgets its mission or the mission is no longer needed, the business begins to die. What is the spiritual and business mission of the business? The mission of a business needs both the reasons to succeed. Many new entrepreneurs start a business to only make money. Just to make money is not a strong enough mission. It does not provide enough fire, drive, or desire to keep going when times get tough. That's why I always say you got to focus in what types of problems are you passionate about solving in the marketplace, right? Because you want to be doing your business not just for the money, right? You want to be profitable, you want a cash flow, you want to get wealthy, but you got to be solving a problem. You have to be acquiring financial education so that you solve bigger financial problems. And when you look at the market, there are always problems to be solved. So it's a matter of determining what type of problem you want to solve, or problems, right? You can solve more than one problem. That's okay. Don't get paralyzed. Just do something and take massive action, but make sure that you have a spiritual and a business mission. Like, what is your bigger why? Okay. When it came to the spiritual component of the mission, look at the founder of Ford Motors as an example. Henry Ford was a man driven by a spiritual goal first and a business goal second. He wanted to make the automobile available to the masses, not just the rich. That is why his mission statement was democratize the automobile. When the spiritual mission and business mission are both strong and in line, the combined power builds huge, successful, and wealthy business. Although the mission of a business is hard to measure, impossible to see, and for all practical purposes, an intangible, most of us have experienced it. We can identify the mission of someone who is trying to only sell us something for a commission just as easily as we can tell when someone is trying to actually meet our needs and be authentic to their message, right? What is the type of information that you are consuming every day? What are you buying? Why are you buying that? You know, do you need that? Are you doing it because you're emotionally influenced by the salesperson? Are you making the right decisions when you're investing in any business that you're involved today? Are you doing it for the right mission? What is the mission of that business? Okay, you gotta ask all of these questions and make sure you align with who you are and your purpose in life. That's why I always say here on our channel that you gotta learn how to live through your purpose in life, because you have something special within, and you have talents and skills that the world wants to see. Okay, we want to see that coming from you, but a lot of people can't find themselves because they're too busy with other people's dreams. So you got to ask yourself, what is your purpose in life? What are you great at? What are your passions? And find problems in the marketplace that you're passionate about solving, and find a product or build a service that you can solve that with a system of systems, because ultimately you will learn by the end of this video that a business, a successful business at least, is a system of systems working simultaneously to fulfill the mission, okay, with other people. Although the mission of a business is hard to measure, impossible to see, and for all practical purpose and intangible, most of us have experienced, right? So as the world becomes crowded with more and more products, the business that survive and do well financially will be businesses that focus on serving and fulfilling the company's spiritual mission rather than just increasing the company's revenues or bottom line. Master Investor Company has the following mission: to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. By being clear and true to the dual spiritual and business mission of this company, we have enjoyed a great success. Okay, and we continue to build our asset column. We are giving back to the community. We're doing this live broadcast. We're providing what we are here to do, which is giving you financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. So, because we are reminding ourselves of that mission every single day, and our partners knows why we're here, then we are able to achieve that. And when times get tough, then we can continue and we are persevering to any type of economy because we are fulfilling our spiritual mission, not just our business mission. Okay. Some people call it luck. I call it being true to our mission and as much having the consistency to continue even when the times get tough. Over the years, I have come to believe that the importance of having a spiritual mission and business mission be strong, in line, and vivid always. Remind yourself daily of the mission, and it can be adjusted as the company grows, but we must be clear of the mission daily. Also, we must make it clear and remind the entire company's employees, staff, partners, allies, prospects, and clients of the company. What is your company's spiritual and business mission? Many people will say, I don't have a mission. When I speak to people about starting a business, they get hung up when it comes to the mission. They say, I just want to make money and this business opportunity is available. I don't have a mission. While that may be true on the outside, you have to find the person who doesn't have a spiritual mission that drives them. The mission may have little to do with the product or service. It can be a broad life goal. Here, our mission is, I hear most often, I want to create a business to pass on to their children. I want to create jobs to help their town. I want to create opportunities for themselves and friends so they can grow successful together. Wealth alone can be a burden. I want a business I can run out of my house so they can be with their family more, right? They want to create more freedom. I want a business I can run from anywhere so they can travel. So all of these are spiritual mission statements that people have. They just don't know that exists. So you gotta find out what is your bigger why and chunk up until you get that big why and find out why you're doing the things that you're doing today. Okay. All of this can be pieces of your mission that will be equally important to guiding your business decisions. Money is the scorecard of a business, but why you are making money is often the spiritual part of your mission. When I managed a restaurant, we had many goals. We wanted to make money and we saw a great opportunity, but there was so much more to it than that. I had a philosophical belief about food and what I wanted to share in the world. Just like everything else in the world, the quality of the input has the biggest effect on the quality of the output. Healthy food needs to be available to everyone to improve his or her quality of life. It is also needed to taste great and be affordable. So I set out to create healthy choices without sacrificing flavor and portion sizes that are always 100% fresh, affordable, and fast. In fact, I have the whole business plan for this franchise that eventually we will attempt to build around the world, which is healthy food, like McDonald's, but in a healthy manner, where you have 10 combos and everything is healthy. You can get shakes, protein shakes, everything basically that McDonald's has, but healthy 100%, okay, to help people better their health. I never understood why there's not a healthy restaurant out there, like fast food restaurant, okay? So, team is the next element, okay? So we're gonna focus on the mission and the team now, okay? Business and investing are a team sport. Investing is a team sport. We always say that here. We will also say the problem of with being an employee and self-employed is that those individuals play the game against a team. That's why we say this must be a team sport, okay? When you do business or investing, don't be a greed, don't be selfish about anything. Learn to listen to others, learn to acquire a team of people that believe in your mission and see the potential that you have and the value that you bring to the table and put them together to work. one of the hardest things is to do that is to acquire great people around your business, okay? But you can do it by improving your communication skills, leadership, and all the things that we're going to be talking about in this rest of the video, okay? So one of our strongest criticisms of the educational system was in school, they train students to take tests on their own. If a child attempts to cooperate at test time, it is called cheating in the real world of business. Business owners cooperate at test time, and in the world of business, every day is a test time. So, the best thing to do is to start with the team mindset, okay? So you have the mission, now you got to think of the team. Who's your team behind this whole business idea that you have and the business that you're building? A very important lesson. Let me give you an example. There's a woman who has an outstanding recipe for chocolate chip cookies. Everyone loves them, and people are always asking to buy them. So she goes into business. She's excellent at baking the cookies, but when it comes to accounting, sales, marketing, and legal issues, important aspects of any business, she is ill-equipped and no longer enjoys her work. She just wants to bake cookies. Now, suddenly, she's no longer a baker. She's a bookkeeper, lawyer, marketer, and not doing well at any of them. The same thing can happen to an accountant who goes into business and finds out he or she must be a marketer and sales rep too, or the lawyer who focuses too heavily on the legal aspects of the business and prevents his own success. You get the point here. It is next to impossible to do it all yourself. How do you afford a team? I'm often asked how you can afford to pay for a team. The question usually comes from someone who is an employee or self-employed. The answer goes back to the different laws and rules of the different cash flow circle. Business owners pay their business expense first before they pay taxes. That means they have more money before taxes to pay their team and less net income left over for the government to tax. In other words, we play by the rules and laws, and we run everything to our business entities, and therefore we are allowed legally to pay for our business expenses first before we pay any taxes, because it is not smart to pay taxes when you have a successful business. You got to learn how to utilize the laws and have a team to help you be a tax-free entity, which is possible and legal totally, because a tax code is an incentive. It's a package of incentives for entrepreneurs and investors. So there are laws that allows us to do and take tax breaks in certain areas because we're doing what the government wants us to do. Is building a business risky? When people say building a business is risky, they often speak from the point of view of doing it alone. A habit they learn from school, and such statements usually are alleged by people who lack of financial education. In my opinion, not building a business is risky. By not building a business, you are failing to gain priceless real-world experience, incentives such as tax breaks, and you are failing to get the best education in the world. The education that comes from your team of advisors, people who play it safe, lose out on the best education in the world, and they waste a lot of precious time. Time is our most valuable asset. Employees and teams. What is the difference between a business owner and a self-employed? The team and vocabulary that we speak. So as you can see, we have this cash flow circle in front of us. And basically, you are part of this cash flow circle, regardless if you are an employee or a business owner or an inside investor or self-employed. On the left side, you're going to find the employee. Underneath employee, you're going to find self-employed, and they occupy the left side of the circle. Just imagine, if you're listening to this on a podcast, a circle divided in 4 slices, a line to the middle, vertical, and line to the middle, horizontal. And then on the right side, you have the business owner. And then underneath the business owner, you have the inside investor. Most self-employed businesses are structured either as a sole proprietorship or partnership. Okay, they could be teams, but not the kind of team I'm talking about. Just as people in the E, cash flow side, the employee, often bind together as a union. People in the S, as a self-employed, solo, or specialist circle, often organize as a partnership. When I think of a team, I think of different types of people with different skills coming together to work together to fulfill the mission and vision of the business. It's a different type of team. Okay, like think of an attorney that has a law firm of of a certain area of the law, and they have their secretary, and they have um, partnerships maybe with other attorneys and so forth. It's a partnership. It's not really a team coming together. Um, in a union or a partnership such as a teacher union or a law partnership, the same kinds of people and professions often come together. So that's the problem, right? Because a true business is composed of different types of experts coming together. That's one of the most difficult things to do when you build a business, is to put different people together to work. Okay, because people are hard-headed, they have egos, and we all have feelings. So we need to learn how to manage through all of that properly, and it is possible. The better communicator you are, the better you will do when it comes to business. Okay, because we have to deal with people. A well-managed business will have excellent and committed employees. In this instant, I say the employees are responsible for the day-to-day activities of the business. The E of the cash flow circle stands for employee, and it stands for extension, because the employees are the extension of the business owner and represent the business to the customer. The specialists are typically from the self-employed mindset, highly educated or someone without financial education. The self-employed in the S from the cash flow circle stands for self-employed, solo, or specialist, because each specialist will guide you based on his or her area of expertise. While specialists may not participate daily, their guidance is invaluable in keeping your business moving in the right direction. So you see why we all are part of this cash flow circle, regardless of where you are today. So we do need a specialist as a business owner investor. We just got to learn how to build the right team, okay, with the right mindset. The structure has a better chance of being stable and enduring if the 4 points are working in concert. While the investors provide the funding, the business owners must work with the specialists and employees to develop the business and make it grow, so there will be a return on the investor's original investment. Okay. A team is made up of different levels. Let me see. One of the first things we need to look at as an investor is the team behind the business. If the team is weak or lacks experience and a proven track record, I rarely invest. I meet many people who are running around trying to raise money for the new product or business. The biggest problem most of them have are that they personally lack experience and they have no team behind them, a team that inspires confidence. Okay. Another line we need to look at in the numbers of a business plan is the line item called salaries. If the salaries are high, we know we are looking at people who are raising money in order to pay themselves fast salaries. And that's a big no, and it's a turn off for any investor. So when you are attempting to raise capital, you got to understand you're here to solve a problem in the marketplace. You got to take care of that capital with your life, because investors that know what they're doing, we usually understand that our capital must be multiplied. And if we're just being used to pay fast salaries to the entrepreneurs or the owners of that company, then we know there's something wrong with that business, because you must be thinking of the mission first and fulfilling that. And that's why we want to also invest in, because we believe in the mission of the business. Investors, in this case, if the entrepreneurs or the business owners are attempting to raise money to pay fast salaries, the mission of the business is probably to provide them a job with a nice salary. Investors invest in management. They look at the team within the proposed business and want to see experience, passion, and commitment. It is hard for me to believe that there is high level of commitment from people who are trying to raise money to pay their own salaries. Money follows management. We often mention that money follows management in the world of business capital. To succeed, a business must have the proper expertise in key areas. Okay? Your mentor, coach, trainer. To put it simply, a mentor is someone who tells you what is important and what is not important. A lot of new entrepreneurs get caught up in details that ultimately won't really make an impact in the business. Your mentor should be a successful entrepreneur in the business you plan to enter. For example, if you want to start a restaurant, my advice is to find a successful entrepreneur who started their own restaurant and ask them to be your coach or mentor. Okay. The difference between a pro golfer and an amateur golfer: the amateur takes lessons but does not have a full-time coach. That is probably why the amateur pays money to play golf instead of getting paid to play. But when it comes to business, I have several coaches and mentors. Why? Because I get paid to play the game of mine. I think that the distinction really expresses the importance of a coach or the right trainer. If I want to start a business to make a few extra dollars and just have another hobby, then great, I will do it on my own. But if I want to start a business, create a real successful business and fulfill my mission, then I get the training and instructor to support what I need. I turn pro. Just like I recommend a business mentor coach, I also recommend a spiritual mentor. Your life will be going through huge changes when you become an entrepreneur, and seeking someone to help you balance will be of great benefit. Everything needs a leader. Okay, so now we talked about the mission, we talked about the team, and now we're going to the next element: leadership. Okay, true leaders are not born leaders, and that leads to the part of the business and investor triangle: leadership. Because everything needs a leader. A leader's role is to bring out the best in people, not necessarily being the best person in the team. The technical skills of a business are easy. The hard part is working with people. With practice, we will get better over time. That's why signing up for seminars to learn about leadership, to practice leadership and communication will help you tremendously. So never put that to the side. Make sure that it's priority, that you are taking classes and courses, whether online or in person, about leadership and communication. True leaders are not born leaders. True leaders know what it takes to be leaders and are willing to be trained to be leaders. And training means being big enough to take corrective feedback. A true leader also knows when to listen to others. I have said before that I am not, let me see here. I rely on the advice of my advisors and team members to help me be a better leader. Okay. So we gotta listen to our team. Okay. They're there to help us build a successful team and also fulfill our mission. So we gotta listen to everybody. Everybody matters in the team, and they affect everything in the business. Okay. Visionary, cheerleader, and pitbull. As a visionary, the leader must keep his or her focus on the corporate mission. As a cheerleader, he or she must inspire the team as it works together towards that mission, as well as herald the success along the way. As a pitbull, he or she must be able to make tough calls regarding issues that distract the team from achieving the mission. The unique ability to take decisive action while maintaining focus on the ultimate mission is what defines a true leader. With the right mission, team, and leader, you are well on your way to building a strong business. Okay? Without leadership, there's no mission. Listen more, observe more, and talk less. If people are only talking and no one is listening, the business has very big problems. Okay? Cash flow management. Now we move to the next element, which is the most important words of business and investing: cash flow. Okay, now we talked about the mission, we talked about the team, we talked about leadership. Now we go into cash flow. Cash flow management is a fundamental and essential skill if a person truly wants to be successful in the business and investor triangle. So if you want to build a successful business, you gotta understand cash flow management. I learned to read financial statements of other companies. In fact, I spend most of our time teaching others to be financially literate. Financial literacy allows you to read the numbers, and the numbers tell you the story of the business based on facts. If you ask most bankers, accountants, or loan officers, they will tell you that many people are weak financially simply because they are not financially literate. It is shocking to see a perfectly good business go down just because the owners are not financially literate. Many small business owners fail because they do not know the difference between profit and cash flow. As a result, many very profitable businesses go broke. They fail to realize that profit and cash flow are not the same things. We must understand the importance of cash flow management. Business owners need to see the two types of cash flow if they want to be successful. There is actual cash flow and there is phantom cash flow. It is the awareness of these two cash flows that makes you rich or poor. One of the skills as an entrepreneur and investor is to learn how to recognize the difference between these two types of cash flow. The more you apply this information in real life and acquire more financial education, people begin to sense the difference. The more you play this game of money, the wealthier you will become. You become richer because your mind begins to sense the often invisible phantom cash flow that the financial educated cannot see. Okay, the ability to run a company from financial statements is one of the primary difference between a small business owner and a big business owner. Cash flow tips. Cash flow is to a business what blood is to the human body. Nothing can impact a business more dramatically than not being able to make a payroll on Friday. Proper cash flow management starts on the first day you begin your business. When I began building MASTERINVESTOR, we agreed that no purchase would be made if it were not justified by increasing in sales. In fact, we often talk about our strategy for increasing book sales and so forth because it is important that you take your business serious and the cash flow, even if it's one sale per day on the first time of doing business, you got to take that as if you're making millions of dollars and manage it as if it was already a wealthy business, because you're going to go far like that. Good cash flow managers review their cash position daily, looking at cash sources and needs for the next week, month, and quarter. We have to plan ahead. So even when we're getting receivables or we're getting sales coming in, we're already planning what we're going to do with that capital and how we're going to increase sales, utilizing that capital to acquire more assets, whether it's an asset under that existing business or diversifying into a different asset class to another another asset that produces passive income. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next one. Communication. Okay, that will be the next one. So we have mission. We talked about team, leadership, cash flow, and then communication. The better communicating you are, and the more people you communicate to, the better your cash flow will be. So you got to learn how to communicate with others. Therefore, communication management is the next level up on the business and investor triangle. To be good at communication, you first need to be good at human psychology. You never know what motivates people. Just because something makes you excited does not mean it makes others excited. To be good at communication, you need to know what buttons to push. Different people have different buttons. Many people are talking, but only few are listening. The world is filled with fabulous products, but the money goes to the best communicators. Cash flowing into your business is in direct proportion to communication flowing out. In other words, the more you communicate and the better you communicate with people, the more you will have in cash flow. The more profit the business will make, and the more cash flow as the owner and investor you will have, okay, aka passive income. Whenever I find a business that is struggling, it is often a reflection of poor communications going out, not enough communications going out, or both. In general, I find a 6-week cycle between communication and cash flow. Stop communicating today, and in 6 weeks, you will see an impact on the cash flow. Okay. A public company has increased communications problems. It is like the two companies in one for the public and one for the shareholders. Communication to both groups is vitally important. When I hear people say, I wish I had not taken a company public, it usually means that they are having shareholder communication problems. As a general policy, we should attend one communication seminar a year. I continue in that tradition. I have always noticed that soon after I attend the seminar, my passive income increases. Raising capital. All of these topics, raising capital, interest entrepreneurs the most. Most businesses do not get off the ground because the entrepreneur does not know how to raise capital. Raising capital is the entrepreneur's most important job. It does not mean that the entrepreneur is constantly asking for money from investors. What it means is that an entrepreneur is always ensuring that capital is flowing, and either through sales, direct marketing, private sales, institutional sales, investors, and so on. Onto the business system is built, the entrepreneur is a system to keep the money flowing in. At the start of any business, keeping the cash flowing in is the entrepreneur's most important job. Don't argue with people who ask for advice but don't want the advice you are giving them. End the discussion immediately and go on minding your own business. Learning about sales is important, so practice sales will be useful, as sales is number one skill of an entrepreneur. Being able to communicate effectively with as many people as possible is very important life skill. It is a skill worthy of annual updating, which I do by attending seminars. If you want to be in the business owner, your first skill is being able to communicate and speak the language of the other three players in the money game: employees, self-employees, and inside investors. Fear of selling. Get through your fears and the world will open. Give in to your fears and your world will get smaller every year. After you begin to overcome your fear of selling, you can join Toastmasters or Skillshare organization to learn to overcome the fear of speaking in front of large groups. Skillshare is a great company where you can, it's like Netflix. Basically, they have different experts giving classes, and I added a link in the blog so you can actually go in there and find it. And just go there and sign up. And whatever topic you want to learn about, you're going to find a class. And it's very great, actually. I use it all the time. If you're thinking about starting your own business, I recommend those same two skills. First, develop the skill to overcome your fears, to overcome rejection, and to communicate the value of your product or service. Second, develop the skill of speaking to large groups of people and keeping them interested in what you have to say. There are speakers that no one listens to. There are salespeople that cannot sell. There are advertisers that no one watches. There are entrepreneurs that cannot raise capital, and so forth. If you want to be successful as a business owner, don't be any of those people. The difference between sales and marketing. While we are still on the subject of communication, know the difference between sales and marketing. Many business owners suffer with low sales or poor communication with staff and investors. If a business has a strong and convincing marketing, the sales will come easily. If the business has weak marketing, the company must spend a lot of time and money and work very hard at gathering sales. Once you learn to sell, you need to learn how to market. As an S quadrant business owner is often good at sales, but to be successful in the business world as a business owner and as an investor, you must be good at marketing and well as sales. Sales is what you do in person one-on-one. Marketing is sales done via a system. Most self-employed are very good at one-on-one sales. For them to make the transition to as the business owner, they need to learn how to sell through a system, which is called marketing. So you gotta learn how to use marketing to sell even without selling. That's why I say the job number one of an entrepreneur is to raise capital. And this number one skill is to sell without selling using systems that do the selling and telling for you. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to be attached to that business forever. You want to be on the business, not in the business. You want to build a business that produces passive income, is solving a problem in the marketplace, and now you can move and you have freedom. You have creative freedom. That's the reward. Once you achieve your daily mission and you are fulfilling that successfully, your reward is total freedom and passive income, aka cash flow. Okay. The business making profits, paying all the expenses, and at the end of all of that, you still have passive income, aka cash flow. Okay. And we have external communication, sales, marketing, customer service, investor relations, public relations, internal communication, sharing wins and successes with your entire team, regular meetings with employees, regular communication with advisors, human resources. Okay. Communication is a two-way street. The role of the leader is to keep the team communicated. Most people think that leader's job is to solve problems. I do not believe this is true. The team will solve the problem. The leader simply gives the team the tools to solve the problem, and the greatest tool is communication. That's why I say you gotta learn how to build a system of systems and communicate your mission to the team that you're building together so they can help you fulfill that. And you want to be detached from it, okay, because you're creating freedom for yourself. Communication with your customer. I believe that the world of social media has greatly changed the way external communication is done, but hasn't changed what should be said. Social media allows you to blast out a message to millions of people in seconds and allows you to gauge your community's reaction. By closely observing which messages resonate with your followers, you can quickly fine-tune what your message is until you have hit the perfect chord with them. Okay. Now we move into the systems. Okay, so we have mission, we have team, leadership, cash flow, communication. Now we have systems. So the human body is a system of systems, so is a business. The human body is made up of circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, so on. If one of those systems stops, there is a good chance the body will be crippled or die. The same is true with the business. A business is a complex system of interoperating systems. In fact, each item listed within the inner triangle of the business and investor triangle is a separate system that is linked to the other systems and into the overall business that the triangle represents. Okay. A good business person can manage multiple systems effectively without becoming part of the system. A true business system is much like a car. The car does not depend upon only one specific person to drive it. Anyone who knows how to drive it can do so. The same is true with a business owner business, but not necessarily for a self-employed business. In most cases, a person in the self-employed business is the system. No one else can drive that system for them or that business. Every business, whether large or small, needs to have systems in place to enable it to conduct its day-to-day activities. The better the system, the less dependent you become on others. Look at McDonald's systems. It is the same everywhere in the world and is run by teenagers. Okay. Entrepreneurs need a process to keep reevaluating their systems, and to keep the human element present in business. This is where the earlier chapters about team, mission, and leadership become so important. Now let's move to the next component, legal. This level of the business and investor triangle, legal management, was one of the most painful lessons we can ever have to learn. We can identify a serious flaw in a business if the entrepreneur fails to secure the legal rights to the business products before start producing them. More specifically, if the entrepreneur fails to patent some of the products, he or she fails to do so because they believe the legal fee of the patent attorney's fees was too expensive, or it's too expensive and not important enough to spend that much money on, then that's a big problem. You're going to find yourself wasting a lot of time because another company can come along and take your idea and they can just go ahead and file a patent, they can trademark and so forth, and you lose all the rights of your business. It's that simple. That's why a piece of paper, a legal piece of paper, paying an attorney that knows what you need done is important. You need a business attorney in your business. These attorneys, if they are good and ethical, will protect your ideas and your agreements from intellectual bandits, people who steal your ideas and therefore your profits. The world of business is filled with stories of smart entrepreneurs with great ideas who begin selling their products or ideas before protecting them. Okay. Protect your ideas. Avoiding legal problems. Some of the most valuable assets you can own are the intangible assets called patent, trademarks, and copyrights. These legal documents grant you a specific protection and ownership to your intellectual property. Licensing your rights to a third party is a perfect example of your assets working for you. However, legal issues can also surface in almost every facet of a business. Obtaining competent legal counsel is very important, not only as you are forming your business, but as an ongoing part of your advisory team's activities. Legal fees may seem expensive at first, however, when you compare them to the cost of legal fees and lost rights or subsequent litigation, it is much less expensive to set out your arguments properly in the beginning. This is another area where franchises and network marketing can help you jumpstart your business. A small price to pay. Legal is such a large topic, it touches everything in every part of your business. Before you start protecting your IP, you need to decide what type of legal entity you need to best protect yourself personally, your business, and to get the greatest tax benefits. Okay. And the last element that we're going to be talking about is product. Okay. Focusing on the one thing. As you can see from the business and investor triangle, product takes up the smallest area of the triangle, which is at the very top. While product is important, it is the least important integrity. The world is filled with great products, many of which never make it to the market. The world does not lack product ideas, but the world lacks are great entrepreneurs who can bring great products to life with great teams. Many people come to me for advice on how to start a company or how to raise money for a new product or idea. I listen usually for about 10 minutes, and within that time, I can tell where the focus is. Is it the product or the business system? In those 10 minutes, I most often hear words such as this. This is far better product than company X, Y, and Z makes. I have looked everywhere. Nobody has this product. I have been working on this product for years. I often use the McDonald's hamburger example when responding to these types of people. After listening, I ask, can you personally make a better hamburger than McDonald's? So far, 100% of the people I've talked to have said yes, they can make a better hamburger than McDonald's. My next question is, can you personally build a better business system than McDonald's? Some people see the difference immediately and some don't. I do my best to explain that there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there offering far superior products or services than are offered by the mega rich multinational corporations, just as there are billions of people who can make a better hamburger than McDonald's. But only McDonald's has created a system that has served billions of burgers in its real estate machine. Okay, because McDonald's is the richest real estate commercial company in the world. They control about $31 billion in real estate. They are not just in the business of selling franchise fast food. Okay. The team makes the product. The product is an important piece of your business. After all, what will you be selling if you don't have something to sell? The confusion comes when the product gets all the entrepreneur's time and energy and focus. Your focus should be on the system and your team and protecting your assets with a legal attorney that is ethical and knows exactly what to do to protect your interest and your company's interest. The entire team makes the system, and together you will make the product. So entrepreneurs have the opposite problem, where they have the ability and skills and the other 7 elements in place, but can't find the right product. The key to finding the right product is to find one to solve the problem. Once you have identified that, look to see if there are already solutions out there. Don't worry if there are, because your next goal is to define what makes that product good. How could you make it outperform your competitor? Speed, durability, cost, look, etc. are all ways to define the product. McDonald's example, in my opinion, it doesn't taste better than the burger I make at home, but it is cheaper, the price is faster, and it's more consistent. To McDonald's and their customers, these qualities are more valuable than taste. They were able to redefine what makes the product good. Okay, so in conclusion, decide to learn to build a business following the model of the business and investor triangle, ensuring that all the 8 elements are being built simultaneously. Learning to build a business according to this model is high risk. Many people attempt it, but few accomplish it. However, although there is a high risk at the start, if you learn how to build businesses, your earning potential is unlimited. For the people who are not willing to take the risk and don't wish to undertake such a steep learning curve, the risk may be lower, but so will their lifetime returns. As true leader, entrepreneur, and investor, you will experience the highs and lows of lows to learn to build a solid business and acquire cash flowing investments that produce passive income in any type of economy. Okay. The point I make here is that even though I was not strong at the start, right, I continued with my learning process. For anyone who wants to acquire great wealth in the manner, I offer encouragement to start, practice, make mistakes, correct, learn, and improve, and always acquire a team, ask questions, find a coach, find a mentor, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you're watching this. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. All right. So I hope that you enjoy this video blog today. Make sure you go to our main website, MASTERINVESTOR.education, find this blog and learn more in detail, because I just went over the 8 elements of the business and investor triangle, and you can find more detailed information about each element in the business and investor triangle, so that you start building a business successfully or acquire a business that is successful, because you can pinpoint the 8 elements on that business and you can read financial statements. All right. I want to invite you to read our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. What a great ebook. You can find it on the digital courses on our main website. It's a bargain. Get it. It has over 500 pages of financial education made simple, with a step-by-step guide and showing you how to launch your business online and how to use your passions and how to solve a problem in the marketplace today. All right. So with that being said, thank you for listening. If you are on a podcast, I appreciate you very much, your time and everything that you do to support us here at Master Investor. I'll see you on the next broadcast, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Take care. Stay strong. Bye for now. That was that. Let's see here what else we have. I need to fix some things here. To our website, MASTERINVESTOR.education. So if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're hearing us on our podcast, make sure that you leave a question below if you have one about today's video blog. Can anyone be an entrepreneur successfully? So we're going to start by saying the short answer is yes. Anyone can be successful today. With today's technology, you have access to tools, resources, and the financial education that you need in order to not only raise capital, to use other people's money, and also to sell without selling using systems. It has never been easier than today with technology that allows us to do just that. So we're going to go in detail about it. You can find this blog on our main website, masterinvestor.education, and check it out. Also, I want to invite you to our courses, read one of our ebooks, enroll in one of our wealth courses. Just go to the all courses tab and you'll find everything that you need there about our products and services. All right, so let's dive into the blog. The short answer is yes, anyone can be an entrepreneur. Here's the long answer. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. Your neighbor, babysitter is an entrepreneur. Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, was also an entrepreneur. Anyone with a little initiative can be an entrepreneur. So don't think entrepreneurs are special or better than other people. Your job is to decide which entrepreneur you most want to be like, the babysitter or Henry Ford, perhaps. They both provide a valuable product or service. Both are important to their customers, yet they both operate in very different spectrums, different bandwidth of entrepreneurship. It is like the difference between sandlot, football, high school football, college football, and professional football. Can anyone be an entrepreneur? And the answer is yes, right? So I truly believe that everyone has an entrepreneurial spirit because we are all competitive. We have different talents. We have skills that other people don't have. And so we can say we are a special in some way or another. We have a special within us. And so we have to bring it out to the marketplace and learn how to monetize that by providing it through a service and a product. And so we need to be creative in creating or building a product that is outside from us, that represent us and can be sold to as many people as possible without us having to be attached to it. So an entrepreneur can deliver a product or service without him being attached to that. So like Henry Ford wanted to provide a car to the masses and he was able to do that, right? And that's the important thing that you need to understand about entrepreneurship. It's like, if you have an idea, can you provide that to more and more people as your company grows without you having to be attached to it, right? You can build the company, you can acquire the systems, and now you can have the freedom because you're solving a problem in the marketplace. So what are your passions? What is your purpose in life? And what type of problems do you want to solve in the marketplace? That's a question you need to be asking yourself, because a business is built to solve a problem. For example, here at Master Investor, we are more than an investment management company. Our mission is to provide high quality financial education, right, in this department. But our precise mission is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. So we're also going to be talking about the business and investor triangle, which is basically the formula that you need in order to build a successful business or acquire a successful business. It will tell you the elements of a successful business, which are 8 elements.
And we're going to go in detail a little bit about it on a different broadcast, because today we just want to give you the answer that yes, you can be an entrepreneur that is successful today with the technology, resources, and everything that we have available in our fingertips, right? All we need is a Wi-Fi connection and an email address, and we can literally be on the merge of making a lot of passive income and becoming truly wealthy. But it's a matter of taking massive action and deciding for yourself what type of entrepreneur you want to be. And remember what I always say, in investing, we have to be talking about business. And that's why we are giving you the business principles that work in all economies, because we cannot stress enough that investing is business. So the better you are at business and the better entrepreneur you are, automatically your skills as an investor will rise. That's why obtaining financial education, investing in yourself, and learning through experience will get you far in the world of investing, right? So as an entrepreneur, we build businesses, we acquire businesses, and we learn how to become a master investor by making our money work hard for us. So once the business is providing us a cash flow, we are able to move that cash flow into a new asset to produce more cash flow to multiply, right? So we're making money work hard for us when we raise capital, because that's the job number one of the entrepreneur, is to raise capital from the front end with the customers, right? We're providing a product and service. The customers like the way we're offering that, and they're buying from us, right? From our systems. So that is raising capital in the front end with systems that do the selling and telling for us. And the other way to raise capital is from the back end, which are our banks and private investors, right? So we want to make a business that is scalable and that we can take it to somebody, a private investor or a private institution, and raise capital from them, because they can see that we're bringing in cash flow and that the business has a cash flow analysis where it shows that it's profitable and it can be scalable. Okay, so every business and investment has liabilities and has a negative things, let's say, but we can always address that in the way that the investor, the private institution, will appreciate, because they are seeing the transparency of our business plan. They understand that we are here to solve a problem, and we also are willing to manage our business or investment carefully, and we know what are the downsides of it, and we can overcome that by X, Y, and Z. Okay, so it's important to also see the negative out of something and be able to provide some sort of solution within that business or investment that can take care of the problem. We can all be entrepreneurs. Being an entrepreneur is not that big of a deal. It is just a matter of deciding what level do you want to play the game, right? So, as I said earlier on our live stream that we had this morning, was that, an entrepreneur supposed to be looking at the 5 different asset classes that you like to build passive income with, and diversify with more than 3, right? And be successful, because we will be able to hedge for inflation and any down economy. As an entrepreneur and a master investor, we prepare for any type of market. We can cash flow when the economy is crashing, and we can cash flow when the economy is booming. So we're not predicting the market, because we know the market goes up and down. So we don't rely on, we're hoping that the market is going to go up. No, we're building a business that is going to be successful even in the down economy. Okay. And we can create cash flow, and we can acquire and build other assets that are profitable even when everybody's panicking and when the economy is crashing. So actually, when the economy crashes, is a true test of the economy to figure out who's the real entrepreneur and a master investor, because a lot of people that get lucky because they follow shiny objects and they make some money in the booming economy, then the down economy will reveal who those people are, and it will also reveal who the real entrepreneurs are. But entrepreneurship and investing comes with ups and downs, but it's all about loving the journey, learning throughout, and becoming wiser. Okay, so we can learn from our mentors in financial education, and everything that we have under our belts can serve us as a way to make more wealth. Okay, so today we can learn from great entrepreneurs as Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Steve Jobs. We can learn from them and use them as role models. Designing your business. Most of new entrepreneurs get excited about a product or idea that will make them rich. The thing is, the success of a business is created before there is a business. We recommend studying other entrepreneurs in all different types of businesses they created. I also recommend finding a mentor who is an entrepreneur as well. All too often, people ask business advice from people who have business experience as an employee, not as an entrepreneur. We'll be dealing with each integrity of the business and investor triangle, which outlines what elements are required to create and grow any successful business, big or small, franchise or individually owned, mom and pop, or publicly owned. Once a person understands the different components that make up a successful business, it becomes much easier to design businesses as well, evaluate good ones from bad ones. I also said on our earlier live stream that the ability to read financial statements is the foundation of true wealth, because you can tell the story of that business by reading the financial statement, regardless of how pretty the brochure looks from the salesperson. You can also tell where you are financially today by reading the personal financial statement, and you can figure out how you can improve your financial life. So reading financial statements is a big part of our education here at Master Investor, because we know that once the person understands how to read financial statements, he or she is already more wealthy, because now you have the keys and the foundation of true wealth, which will serve you for the rest of your life. So when we're building a business, we are solving a problem, like I said, right? So the question is, what type of business do you want to create or acquire? What are your passions? And learn things that maybe you don't love to do, because you're going to learn about tax code, you're going to learn about corporate law, lawsuits, how to protect yourself. And so sometimes we have to do things that we don't love to get where we want to be. And invest in things that you love, though, right? So don't go into something, because there are 5 different asset classes that you can diversify. Don't go into something that you truly hate or do not like. So focus on learning about probably things that you don't love, because you might don't want to study the tax code or know about lawsuits, etc. But those things will help you define the things that you love about investing and where to go. So by having more financial education, you'll become a better entrepreneur. You can bring that entrepreneurial spirit that you have inside of you out into the world, because like I said earlier on this live stream, we have an entrepreneurial spirit. We just have to bring it out. We were born competitive, right? And we are talented, or we have different skills, and we need to learn how to manifest that into the real world by providing it through a service or a product, and solve a problem in the community or in the world. Today, we can actually reach globally customers because we have the internet. Okay, we live in the best times, and we cannot take it for granted, because 100 years ago, people didn't have what we have today. All right, like these live streams that we can have access to. I mean, think about that, right? So during the design phase, we recommend you start a part-time business or full-time business, not for the money, but for the experience. That means even if your part-time business does not make any money, you are gaining something far more important than money, real life experience. Not only will you learn a lot about business, you will learn a lot about yourself, making the world a better place. One thing you have probably learned and fast about working for somebody else is you don't like it. You probably don't like that you are working for a company that lacks a soul. And remember, when you control a business, you want that business to buy you investments. Okay, so your business will fund you more investments that will produce passive income. So when you master the ability to acquire or build a profitable business that works without you, and that business is making you passive income, now you can use that passive income to even print more money to acquire more cash flowing and sound businesses and investments such as commercial real estate and any other type of real estate, commercial or residential, that produces you passive income, right? So very important that your business will fund your real estate investments, because your business's cash flow can be leveraged to print more money through the bank, to ask the bank for a loan so that you can acquire an X, Y, and Z property or a plaza or a hotel, right? Several homes in a neighborhood, and that you will turn them into, of course, a cash flowing rentals, right? Cash cows. You feel invisible and unappreciated at certain companies. The company's values don't align with your own, and worst of all, you feel like you are headed down the same path as your parents. You know that your future holds no retirement, no benefits, no security, and the potential of being laid off while probably working until the day you die. That's why it's important that you understand our rule. Number one of our company here is that we work to build passive income and make money work hard for us, because too many people are trained to work hard for earned income instead of being trained to work for passive income. So we're going to shift that, and we're going to make our priority working for passive income, because that is the income of the ultra wealthy. Okay. And it requires financial education. That's why it's listening to our podcast, listening to our live streams, and just being devoted to acquire financial education every day will help you in building passive income. Okay. You realize that you are making the world more of the same rather than a better place. So what is a person to do? Do you ever wake up in the morning and feel like today is the day you are going to get to help your CEO change the company's mission and priorities? Well, hopefully, because you are reading this blog, you woke up this morning and decided that you are going to take control over your life. You have probably realized that your company is not changing. People shouldn't expect to change their world without first changing themselves. My hope is that eventually people realize that to work for a company that cares about the world and shares the same core values as they do, they need to be the one to build the company. Opportunities everywhere. Opportunities around you all the time. It does not disappear in difficult times. In fact, it is greater. As the world offers more problems to solve, the person with the ability, knowledge, creativity, and drive to solve problems will see more opportunities than ever. With the emergence of digital world, a single person armed with the power of a laptop and internet can be a force overnight. So there is opportunity and ability. All you need now is an idea and the courage to act on it. That's why we say knowledge is the new money, right? So knowledge back in 1971 stopped being real money. That's why our last live stream was why savers are losers and debtors are winners, because money is fake today. Money is fiat. Money is monopoly money. It is a currency. It is an idea backed up by confidence due to the law changing back in 1971 when President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point on, money became debt, and it's created with debts today. So having knowledge will allow you to print money like the government and the Federal Reserve Bank does every day. They print money legally every single day. The Reserve Bank prints about 2 billion plus per year, and we are in $17 trillion in debt nationwide. So think about that for a second. And that's why inflation keeps rising. And people say, oh, inflation is going to go down. No, inflation will always continue to rise because money is created with debt. So the more money we print, in the United States is the number one highest debtor nation in the world. And that is because the law changed back in 1971. So debtors are winners and savers are losers because the bank is not here to save money. They are here to lend money. So that's why the job number one of an entrepreneur is to raise capital and learn how to sell without selling using systems. Okay. The new American dream. The American dream is rapidly changing. Getting a safe, secure job is not longer a reality. Instead, the dream of landing a great job is being replaced by creating a great job and also being replaced by robots because technology, right? So the person that's flipping burgers or whoever, they don't need a waiter anymore because now they have an artificial intelligence that will do that task without complaining, without asking for raises, etc. So the owner of the business gives more money into his pocket because he's replacing certain types of jobs that people used to feel secure with them. So that's why I say earlier on this live stream, you gotta bring your entrepreneurship, it's an entrepreneurship spirit out of you and manifest it into the real world through a service and a product. Be able to solve a problem in the marketplace. So what are the problems you want to solve? That's a good question to ask on this stream. Entrepreneurship and self-employment are becoming the new American dream. According to the Money, U.S. News and World Report, half of college graduates now believe that self-employment is more secure than a full-time job, and colleagues in universities have responded. Over 80% of higher learning institutions now offer courses on entrepreneurship. According to the CNN USA Today poll, 72% of 18 to 29-year-olds want to start their own business. These future self-employed entrepreneurs will turn to self-survival because they have witnessed this past decade as a loss of wealth, financial mismanagement, and lack of loyalty by many employers. The solution will be to take matters in their own hands. You cannot rely on your parents or the government to help you. 152 million Gen Y will receive little or no inheritance. All the Gen Y will be forced to take on a massive amount of government debt as Medicare is bankrupt, Social Security is about to be, records debts of nearly $1 trillion in bailouts and loans, more than all previous bailouts combined, and the quantitative easing will have to be addressed. Getting a safe, secure job and saving for the long term didn't work for the most of the baby boomers. And this trap definitely is not working for the Gen Y. Being a victim of the economy, your boss, or your job is not something you have to accept. You do not have to work for a management that knows less than you do and is not trustworthy. You do not want to work for a person whose only skill is kissing the butt of the person they report to. You can change your path and help so many along the way. You don't have to be static in this economy. You rely on yourself rather than a company who doesn't care about you or its people. The idea of being in a complete control of your future may be scary. Think about it. You will have no one to blame when it fails, no one to pass the buck to. It will all begin and end with you. And that's a big responsibility, right? To run a business, but it's the best thing that a person can do. I say it by experience. I love my journey, and I'm doing things that I love, that I'm passionate about solving in the marketplace, but I'm also learning maybe things that I don't want to learn about, but it's making me wiser and stronger, and also helping me help more people and become more generous, because at the end, that's what it's all about, right? Seeing the work that we do improve other people's lives and improve the world, make the world a better place. So that's the rewarding part, is the journey and seeing the effect that we have on other people. Sound risky? We ask you. It is riskier than trusting a corporation who doesn't care about you and will only pay you as little as they can, all the while demanding you to do more work and work longer hours with no guarantee that the job will be there when you show up in the morning. Tribe loyalty. It wasn't that long ago when employment and loyalty went hand in hand. I can remember when a person's goal was to graduate college, find a company to work for, and climb the corporate ladder, retire with a great pension, and live happily ever after. When some parents were climbing the corporate ladder, companies gave raises based on hard work. They provided great health benefits and perks like company cars. Loyalty and hard work was rewarded with gifts at points in a person's career. Back then, working for a company was like being part of a family, like belonging to a tribe. You didn't leave the tribe because the tribe took care of its people. It is no longer a safe, secure world. If entrepreneurs create businesses and started valuing their tribe again, it could easily again. You can make the world better by starting with yourself. Greed destroys the tribe. Loyalty has become a thing of the past. Profits became the entire focus, creating massive unemployment as jobs got shipped overseas to save money and increase the bottom line. The employees who were lucky enough to keep their job started doing the job of two people for the same amount of pay. Benefits were cut and perks are unheard of in today's world. This new business model only served the shareholders. In return, employers no longer deserve loyalty. Instead, employees began using their jobs just for experience to live for a higher paying job. Has reality finally hit you? You are not longer going to be rewarded for your loyalty to the tribe unless a company is built with the new rules of money and the owner is helping his tribe become successful now and guarantee a secure financial future in exchange for the loyalty. However, if it is built like with the old rules of money and the person is loyal to such company, because most people have been brainwashed to believe they should be loyal, even if the company is not treating you or giving you what you deserve. You are going to lose money every year to inflation because pay raises above inflation are a thing of the past. It doesn't have to be this way. There's an entire movement of people taking matters into their own hands and barely forging ahead as entrepreneurs. The new entrepreneur understands that the old way of doing business doesn't work anymore. Are you ready to change with the world? The people who have taken the leap and started their own business and have felt freedom that comes with it are creating a change in the current business class where their future is in their own hands. The rules of the game have changed, and unless you adjust the way you think about money, business, and investing, and how to make it, you will be at serious disadvantage in this new economy. On our screen, we have the business investor triangle that I wanted to speak about on a different live stream. We're going to go in detail about each component. But what I want you to understand is that there are 8 elements in this business triangle. At the bottom, you're going to find the mission. And then it's going to go with the team, leadership, product, legal, systems, communication, and cash flow. Okay, those are the 8 elements. The beautiful thing about today's world is that you don't need to create the company. You can partner up with a company that has and matches your core values and is a sound company, okay, that provides an ability for you to create passive income with them because you are bringing customers to them. They have an agreement with you, but there's an affiliate agreement that every time you bring a customer to their sales page, it's linked to you because you're doing marketing campaigns and they are bringing thousands of people into those sales pages, and they're giving you a percentage for every sale that the customer purchase. If they purchase, for example, a product or service or membership, and as long as the customer stays with that company and they continue to buy products over time, you still capitalize on a percentage of each transaction. Okay, so it's all about building networks if you want to reach financial freedom and provide a service or product that has a solution for that person or group of people. So it's important that you understand targeted traffic, which is finding a group of people that have the problem, and you have a solution that you can provide to them in a way that is done on automation. So it's important to understand systems because the business is a system of systems. However, on a different live stream, we're going to go in detail about these 8 elements. But just know that the mission, the team, the leadership, product, legal, systems, communication, cash flow are the 8 elements of a successful business. When you acquire, when you go into partner up with a company, you want to know about these 8 elements, and you can tell if the company is going to thrive in the future or no by understanding each element. Okay, becoming an entrepreneur. If you want to be an entrepreneur who builds successful business or invest in businesses, the entire BNI triangle must be strong and interdependent. If it is, the business will grow and flourish. The good news is that if you are a team player, you don't have to be an expert at every level of the BNI triangle. Remember what I always say here at Master Investor, that the business and investing is a team sport. We should be okay with acquiring people to help us fulfill our mission and vision of the company. Just become part of a team with a clear vision, a strong mission, and an iron stomach. You can decide to rely on yourself more than a boss or a corporation. They trust their passion more than the government. They take the smaller risk. Entrepreneurship is far less risky than being employed. The world has changed, and only those that adapt will survive. Those who cling nostalgically to the old economy will be wiped out. Being more generous comes hand to hand with being a successful entrepreneur, because the more people we serve with our solution, the more we should receive. The idea is to focus on serving more people and solving their problem efficiently with a product or a service that is carried out with systems. I want to take the time and invite you to read our latest ebook. It's called The 10 New Rules of Money. You can find it on Amazon by Master Investor, or you can go straight to our website, masterinvestor.education. Get it from there, because you have access to a virtual office that you can get in touch with us, and also have additional benefits that will come with getting it from our website. You're going to be able to access it all the time, and the more we add value into that digital course, then you're going to have access. Even if you got it at a certain price and we raise the price later on that course, you're going to keep getting access to that and everything that we bring into that digital course. So as the course grows and we add more things to the 10 New Rules of Money course, then you not only have the ebook, but you'll have everything else that we're adding to that digital course. All right, you can see the link on our website. Just go to the old quote and find the 10 New Rules of Money course. Okay, to your survival and financial success, step 1, fire yourself if you have a job, and start working on building your financial education foundation with true mentors and people that are giving you the knowledge that you need in order to take massive action, by you building your asset column with real assets that produce passive income. So if you had a job that you don't like right now, then do something about it. Don't stay there too long, because it's going to make you stress, and it's going to end up making you sick. So ensure that you write down your passions, what are the problems you're interested about solving in the marketplace, and start reading financial education, because it's a learning curve that doesn't end. We can improve every day. Okay, so business is a beautiful career, and you have an entrepreneurship spirit that can be manifested in the real world through products and services. I know that you are special in some way or another, and bring it out. Okay, don't let your dreams go by, and everything that you ever wanted to contribute in this world, you can do it. Okay, just find a group of people that can help you do it. Become a team player. Be okay with listening to others and expanding your vocabulary with business words, because our words are the best tools we can ever have. Okay, and they're free. Okay, so you can learn new words every day about business, because the more broader your vocabulary is about business and investing, the better you'll be at working to build passive income and becoming a master investor by making money work hard for you. So you'll be able to raise capital, you'll be able to communicate with everybody that you need to in order to build your wealth. All right. So I'm also going to add some lucrative tools on this blog. You can find the link on our website. Just go down to the bottom of the blog. You can find us on Instagram. Subscribe to our podcast, our newsletter. Follow us on TikTok, on our Facebook page. Look for the logo, Master Investor, with the authentic brand of money, business, and investing. Bring you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. So the answer is yes, you can be a successful entrepreneur, and anyone can. All right. You have the answers. We talk about it today, and all you need to do is decide what type of entrepreneur you want to be and what types of problems you would like to solve in the marketplace. Okay. Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions, drop it. I'm going to come back and answer those for you. I'll see you on the next live broadcast. Thank you for your time and your business, and make sure you smash the like button. Bye for now. All right, welcome to another broadcast of Master Investor Company. Glad to be here again with another valuable video about money, business, and investing. Thank you for your time. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you know exactly when we go live or upload a valuable video that will change your life. Today, we're going to be speaking about why savers are losers and debtors are winners. Remember, yesterday we talked about why saving is a scam. Well, today then is a perfect day to emphasize on what we spoke about yesterday. If you're hearing this video blog on a podcast, consider subscribing to our podcast and leave us a comment below. I'm also going to be posting the link of this blog you can find on our main website, MasterInvestor.education, and you can read it because, as you know, repetition makes improvement. So it's not really about perfection, it's about improving every day. We can always learn something new. So today I want to talk to you about why debtors are winners and why you should be considering understanding using OPM, other people's money. If you know entrepreneurship, then you must understand that the job number one of an entrepreneur is to raise capital. And the number one skill is to sell without selling. And so here at Master Investor, we have a mission, and that is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. We are more than an investment management company, and we are so happy and excited about fulfilling the need of financial education in the world. With today's technology, it has allowed us to present digital courses and financial literacy through online, which is perfect because we can be learning on the go. We can be taking a course from our phones, and all we need is an internet connection. So I want to invite you to read one of our ebooks, subscribe to one of our digital courses. What are the 10 new rules of money is one of them, and you get an ebook with that, or how to build cash flow with the internet. You can find that at masterinvestor.education. Make sure you visit and get started with your financial education, because that is what's going to give you the ultimate keys of total freedom. It's going to provide to you the answers and the knowledge that you need in order to build your asset column with real assets that produce passive income in any type of economy. So let's start with today's topic: why are savers losers and debtors are winners? So, contrary to popular belief, saving isn't going to get you where you want to go. Discover how to have your money work hard for you. And remember that the rule number one of our community here at Master Investor is that we work to build passive income and make money work hard for us. Every now and then, someone will share something insightful, but most get terrible guidance that drives me crazy. Save your money. Majority of people will say that to you. These days, people can't afford to be inactive and investing. We can be passive and expect for someone else to do what's best for us in our bank accounts. We got to be active, and we have to pursue financial education so that we can take our own financial decisions. That's why it's important that you don't give your money or your finances to someone else to do it for you. You're going to focus on your financial statement, build it up with real assets that your companies control. You have a company, you're building the asset column of that business, and then you control that 100%. Okay? We're going to show you how to incorporate, how to start your own business, how to begin making passive income using the internet. You don't need to have a company at the beginning, but it is totally recommended that you do business under a business entity that you control, because you're going to tap into tax advantages, and also you're going to be able to run all your living expenses and personal expenses legally through that business expense column. Okay. So if you are being inactive, it is time to wake up. Why are savers are losers and debtors are winners? I have the answer for you. A brief history about money. A lot of people follow the philosophy: a penny saved is a penny earned. This was true until President Nixon changed the rules of money in 1971. Suddenly, the US dollar, which was once linked to gold and silver, became a currency, became monopoly money, became fiat money, became fake money. That's why we say today money is created with debt, and that's why it's tax-free. It is important that we utilize debt to invest for passive income, because we're minimizing taxes all the way to zero, and we're learning how to operate as a tax-free entity. The number one highest expense that a human being has in his entire or her entire life are taxes. Okay, so if we can minimize that all the way to zero legally, then we are already a lot wealthier. Okay, we're keeping more money to our power. That means it went from being a silver certificate to a Federal Reserve note or an IOU from the US government. What once was an asset became a liability, and as a result, the US is to this day the largest debtor nation in history. We are over $17 trillion in debt, and like I mentioned yesterday, the Federal Reserve Bank prints around $2 billion plus dollars per day. So if they can do that legally, we should be mocking and doing exactly the same. And we can, and we have the answers and the education that will show you how to do that, and why is it smart to make passive income with debt. In other words, use your credit card, use your loans to acquire and build your asset column for passive income. Okay. In short, the dollar is no longer valuable when saved and sitting. Money has to move. That's why the most important words in the business language are cash flow. Where to start? It all begins by thinking differently. Let's say you are only getting 1% interest on your savings. Start thinking, where can I get a better return on my money? And if you don't know, go learn, go study, go figure it out, because there are plenty of places out there where you can get a better return on your money. After all, with inflation reported at about 8%, you are going to get 1% interest and pay 8% inflation. So that's a negative 7. And inflation is not going to go anywhere. It's going to continue to rise because the government will continue to print money more and more each day. Okay, so that means that the dollar loses its value and inflation rises, which is music to the ears of the financial educated, because we can actually get loans and use the bank's monies for free. So all we need is a plan and confidence, because money today is just an idea about to have a confidence. So we can show the bank that we have a cash flow analysis of an asset and that it will look good for their CAMO score or a credit score of the bank, right? Their portfolio. The more assets that they have, the more money that they can print. So the bank is always in the business of lending money to people that are financially savvy. Okay, that's why financial education is important, because it will allow you to create passive income without having any money of your own. That's why we always say here in our community that it does not take money to make passive income or to become rich. It takes knowledge. Knowledge is the new money. Okay, so with that being said, if money is under your mattress because you're saving it, then it is zero, is worth nothing. It's paper, it's fake money. Okay, there's nothing backing it. You can't go exchange that at the bank for gold. Okay, so you need to understand that in order for money to maintain its value, it has to move from a cash flowing asset to another cash flowing asset. Okay, that's why the bank is always in the business of lending money. They're not in the business of saving money. They use the savers' money to lend it to entrepreneurs like myself that knows how to invest for passive income. Okay, so now I'm not saying to go out and buy a 10-unit apartment building or throw all your money in the stock market. I am saying do something. Learn about other options. Just get started. Pay yourself first. In order to realize our dreams, we have to pay ourselves first, then pay our creditors. Do the 10-10-10 plan. Each month, whether it makes sense or not, we should put aside a sum of money into our asset column and treat it just like an expense. We can take 30% of the money and divide it 3 ways: 10% investments, 10% charity or tithing, and 10% special opportunities. Now, we should not rely on savings whatsoever to become wealthy. And it was such a minimal amount that it will not impact the way of living any farther. Meanwhile, our investments will constantly be making us money in the background in the form of passive income. Savers are losers. You don't want to be on the side of the losers. With this in mind, let's say you want to stop being a saver and instead have your money work hard for you. I suggest you get advice from people who practice what they preach and are successful. Don't turn to your financial planners for education. You'll probably get a sales pitch. Instead, get your own financial education. Right here at Master Investor is a community that you can obtain that. You can read one of our ebooks. You can attend one of our seminars. You can have a live call with one of our team members, and we can plan a strategy that will be your investment strategy to create wealth through real assets that produce passive income. There are 5 different asset classes that you can choose from, and it is critical that you learn how to diversify on those 5 asset classes to build passive income so that you hedge for inflation and any bad market. Okay, a true master investor is that person who prepares for any type of market and is able to cash flow in any type of market. So we don't predict the market because we know that the market goes up and down. Okay, so we always like to have control over our assets. We don't like to give our money away to somebody else to do the job for us. We like to make our own financial decisions. And at the end of the game, at the end of our time, right, of this life, we're always going to be playing with money. Money is involved in everything that we do. So if we're going to be playing that game, we better become a master at it. We study it. Some people play golf and they become really good at golf. and they play a different sport, soccer, basketball, and that's what they want to do. But here, a master investor is all about money, business, and investing. And you can't go do investing without having business knowledge. That's why the words that you have in your vocabulary are so important, and it will determine how wealthy you become. So change the vocabulary and you will change your life. It is all about expanding in the field that you want to be successful in. So if you want to become a businessman and a true master investor, then you need to speak like one and obtain new words every single day. Okay, start learning and take action. Whether it is $100 or $1,000 you raise to invest or acquire cash flow and asset, and it profits you in the form of passive income, it is something. Okay, so don't take for granted any sort of a small passive income, because even $25 of passive income, it is something. Okay, it is your way to financial freedom and true wealth. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is what you do with it and how you control it. Remember, the number one job of an entrepreneur is to raise capital, and the number one skill is to sell without selling, with systems that do the telling and selling for us. Be creative and think about what kind of essential needs you can fulfill. For example, anyone can write an ebook and put the ebook online, and it can bring $100, $200 per month or even more in the form of passive income, royalties. Well, that's not a lot of money. You may think it is something because you only did it once, and it's continued to print money from thin air just by having control over that ebook that you create about a topic that you're passionate about. And it's definitely paying more money than sitting in the bank, right? If you have to invest maybe $100 to put a little website together or whatever. And there are a lot of websites that they offer you a platform where you can just upload the ebook. You don't need to create a website, and you can benefit from the community that they have. They will read it, and whoever downloads the ebook, you get a royalty of that from that person, from that student. So don't let the excuses or you don't have money, because at the end, if you don't have money, is the best advantage that you can have, because it does not take money to make passive income. It takes knowledge. That means you need to get educated and learn how to raise capital. Use a credit card, get a loan and raise capital. That's the most important thing I can tell you if you want to truly become a wealthy person. You have money to work hard for you. If you need money to make money, then you're not a true master investor. It just shows that there are simple things you can do to make your money start working hard for us. Increase your financial literacy, look at other options out there, and just get started. Take action with knowledge. Turning information into real action. Yes, change can be scary, but if you don't take control over your and other people's money, now your future will be full of financial nightmares, and that is really something to be scared about. What are you going to do today to take control over your money and start your journey to financial freedom and true wealth? This diagram right here that I'm showing you on the screen, for those who are watching this live stream right now, is how the players of the money game are playing the game. So on the left side, we have the employees and the self-employed. The employees have a job, and the self-employed owns a job. They usually have a firm or practice, and they are part of the system. Okay, they haven't figured out how to delegate because they want to do everything themselves. So they're very attached to their business. Remember what I always say is that when we build a business, we're doing it to solve a problem in the marketplace, but we're doing it with a system of systems that do the selling and telling, and they fulfill the purpose of the business on its own. Yes, we put the pieces together, we build it up, or we acquire the business, but we must depart from the business so that we can focus on another cash flowing asset. It's all about the freedom. We're looking for freedom. We're not looking to have a job in the business. Okay. And on the right side, you're going to look at the business owner owns a system that works for us even when we do not. And the eyes inside investor, money work for us. That's when you have cash flow coming in from your businesses, and we're using that cash flow to move it into another cash flowing asset, such as a real estate property. So we should be focusing in acquiring businesses and investing in real estate. We invest in businesses and then use the cash flow from those operations to acquire real estate properties that produce more passive income. Okay. And then we have those businesses purchase our other investments. Very key to understand. Okay. So why are savers losers? And I just want to make sure that we are live. Oh yeah, we are. Why are savers losers and debtors are winners? Because today money is not longer real money. After the law changed in 1971, like I mentioned earlier on this video blog and podcast, you were listening to us on our channel, money began to be debt from that point forward. Okay, it was not longer real money. Gold was not backing it. Therefore, saving money will only guarantee the saver a loss over time and guarantee the debtor endless possibilities of cash flow if invested in businesses, real estate, and real assets that produce passive income. So there you have it. Now, you know why saving is a scam and why savers are losers and debtors are winners. We must get comfortable by using good debt to invest for passive income. I hope that this video blog has been valuable to you. And if it has, then please share this great content with others, because that's when it becomes a treasure. I would like to see you also take massive action into your financial education, invest in yourself today. Start reading one of our ebooks, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. You can find it on our courses tab on the main website, MASTERINVESTOR.education. I cannot wait to talk to you and get to know who you are so that we can start building your asset column and hear your feedback. All right. You can also find some lucrative tools on our website if you would like to start building your passive income right away with digital assets. It is possible to do so. You don't need to create a product if you don't want to. If you're not ready to create your own business, then you can partner up with other people's products and businesses and send targeted traffic, meaning people that want that solution that you're offering in behalf of those partners. And we're going to show you where to find these companies that are offering sales pages, products, and high commissions in the form of passive income. Each sale that you obtain from those people that you're sending to those sales pages, you will build passive income. If it's a membership, if it's a subscription, you will get a passive income every month, every time somebody's purchase, and if that customer continues to purchase that product or any other product because you send them to that website, then you're going to build passive income. And I'm going to show you how to do that on our ebook and also in all of the other free training that we have on our YouTube channel and on our blog. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to see you next time. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. And thank you for having me again. Remember, today money is created with debt. So get used to using good debt to invest for passive income, because you will be a tax-free entity and you will build true wealth. Okay, and wealth is not measured in dollars, it's measured in time. How long can you thrive with the lifestyle that you like without having to work? All right, and that's key. I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you again, and make sure you subscribe. Bye for now. Hello, welcome to another podcast of Master Investors. Welcome to another podcast of Master Investors Company. Glad to be here again on another episode. Today's topic is going to be about what is the velocity of money. And I'm going to give you the formula that we can all use to leverage ourselves into wealth. And when I mean wealth, I mean having excess of cash flow, having our assets pay for our expenses and our living expenses. And I'm going to show you exactly with this simple formula that we can achieve financial independence and accumulate true wealth, because remember that wealth is measured by time, not necessarily by money. It is how much time do we have if we stop doing whatever we're doing, and can we survive the same way we're living today? How long can we go with that? A lot of people can only get to 3 months, maybe even few weeks, because they start running out of money. They start entering into fear because they're not receiving a paycheck. And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of money, a lot of income, but they have no cash flow coming in as a form of passive income. Okay, they have a job that they go to work every single day. However, they don't have the time to enjoy the money that they have because they're too busy working for money rather than having money working hard for them. So rule number one of our company here at Master Investors Company is that we make money work hard for us. We master that skill. And it takes knowledge. Knowledge is the new money, in fact, because not only that we live in the information age, but we also understand that words are the most powerful tools humans ever created, and they are free. So getting wealthy, the ultra wealthy way, the ultra rich way, the highest level of financial intelligence is by doing it for free. In other words, it does not take money to make money. So get that old belief that it takes money to make money out of your system, because it does not take money to make money. Write that down. Remember that. It takes knowledge to achieve great wealth, and it takes words to acquire assets that cash flow, that generate passive income even while we're sleeping. So here's the formula. One, acquire assets, cash flowing assets with my money. And what I mean by money is, it could be a credit card, it could be investors' money, OPM, other people's money. Ultimately, that's what I mean. So if we get a credit card, we're going to invest that into a cash flowing asset, whether it's building our own digital products, our own book that we're passionate about writing about the subject of whatever X, Y, and Z. And now we're selling 10 copies a day through a system, and we're not present every time that copy gets sold. The copy of a book or whatever digital product we have created gets sold. We don't have to be there because we have a system doing the telling and selling for us. Or it could be in home that we acquire through 100% good debt, and now that home is an Airbnb spot. So it's being rented all month by different tenants, different tourists, and that is cash flowing. It's paying for the mortgage, and it's paying for all the expenses, and it's also leaving us with positive cash flow. So that's number one. Acquire assets with the capital that we have, whether it's a credit card, whether whatever. Number two, recoup our initial invested capital back Number three, and this is the formula of the velocity of money. It's very important that we understand this formula. This is key to building true wealth. And I want you to get this. So I'm going to keep it short. And I'm also going to leave a link of the blog that I wrote about this specific topic. If you like to read it, go over there and also make sure you hit subscribe on the podcast and follow us on all platforms at Master Investor. Look for the logo. Welcome to the community, by the way. Number two, recoup our initial capital, which we invested back. Number three, keep control over the cash flow and asset, even after we recoup the initial capital back that we invested. In other words, if we use a credit card that has $1,000 to build a digital product, we gotta get that money back, hopefully very quickly, through the sales that is being generated by that asset. And then we still have control over the asset after we recoup the money back. And that is the ultimate goal right there and it's called infinite return on investment. It's when we recoup the money back, and that is achievement number three. There are 5 steps to the formula. And number three is when we recoup the money back and we keep control over the asset, right? So number three, we keep control over the asset. Number two, we recoup our money back. Number one is take the money and then, acquire an asset. So 3, keep control over the asset after we recoup the money. In other words, we have total control, 100%. We still own that digital book. We still own that home. So if we put 10% down on the home, over $300,000 home, we recoup that 10% back. Maybe we use the credit card to pay for the 10% down. That would be the smartest thing to do. So we're not using any of our money. It takes a little more creativity, but it's a great habit to use OPM, other people's money, and the bank's money, right? The private investors, friends and family, and calculate it, and something that is going to multiply the money, and it's going to help us recoup it very quickly. So once we have that money back and we have achieved that, is literally what we call infinite return on investment, because the asset, as long as we do number 3 correctly, which is an asset that we can continue to have control over the asset even after we recoup the money, then we can obviously still have full access to the cash flow profits every single day, every single week that is generated from that asset. And we already have recouped the money. So let's say we pay the credit card back and we're still generating $500 a day, $1,000 a day, whatever amount the cash flow and assets generating per day. Number 4, take that money, the new money that we're getting that is being printed legally from the asset, and move it into a new asset, acquire another asset, whether we do another book, whether we create a digital course with videos, whether we go and get another green home that generates cash flow, and we put down a 10% on a different home that is similar to that one, and or we go get a hotel, or we go get a gas station with the real estate, something that is an asset that generates cash flow. And so we focus on building that asset column. Number 5 and last step is to repeat the process. That is the velocity of money's formula. Make sure you write it down, apply it into your life, and soon you will wake up a millionaire. Soon you will have exceed the amount of living expense with cash flowing assets that are generating passive income that is paying for our living expenses. It's very important to understand how to achieve true wealth by having a lot of expenses that are being allocated properly with the laws the corporate laws because we have established a company and we're using the tax law and the corporate law to gain tax breaks and other benefits that are instilled in our laws, specifically cater for entrepreneurs and investors. So welcome to the community, Master Investors Company, with another episode, the velocity of money. Very important topic. I want you to understand that formula. I'm gonna leave it just that because I want you to understand how important that is. Check out the blog. Let me know in the comments below. Go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel there. We're gonna go live this Friday, and we're gonna be doing lives every week, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. New book coming out this month, how to create cash flow from the internet, subtitled Turn Passive Income On. And I'm 100% you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to help you build your asset column and create true wealth. With that being said, I'll talk to you on the next podcast. Stay strong. Bye for now.
All right, so I'm going to restart the live stream. Thank you for joining me today on this amazing video and discussion we had about building our wealth with the new rules of money. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and share this broadcast. Click the link in the description to join our inner circle, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. Turn Passive Income On is a great ebook to start with. Talk to you in the next video. Stay extraordinary and well.